Hayden, hello, it's nice to see you here at the Cannes Film Festival. So this is episode 3, technically the big responsibility for you, but something that's going to be enduring in terms of a role. So is it a pleasure or a scary thing?
It's been a pleasure, you know. I try as much as possible to sort of disregard all of the sort of attention and hype that surround these films, just because it's hard to get your head around. But the work has been a pleasure, and to sort of be a part of the saga and the family that it's created has been really nice.
But surely you were warned on the attention that this would bring. Has it been surprising, though, in terms of how overwhelming it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's always surprising.
Yeah.
These films have such devoted fans, which is fantastic. It's just it always sort of takes you by surprise, you know. But something I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that's true. It feels like a little bit of school for nerds, the fan base, because they know so much about the whole saga. Is it interesting to meet them? And there's no excuse for error with them because they know all the details and everything about all the sequence.
Yeah, they ask you questions, such sort of obscure, detailed questions, and you're like, I have no idea. And they kind of look at you with this quizzical look, like, how do you not know? You're in the movie. So it's funny in that respect, but I think it's great.
Well, it's funny, I mean, it's interesting, like with all the legacy and the saga, there's still, so much room for character development. That must have been a joy, that all through the whole sci-fi aspect of what this is, you get to do a performance that has multi-layers, no?
Yeah, I mean, that has sort of been the appeal of the character, I mean, obviously the association to Darth Vader is very cool, but it's getting to play a role that makes such a great transformation that's exciting as an actor. Especially in this last film, that's what the movie is really about. It's about that transitionary time in his life. So I was very excited to start this film.
Have you ever been asked what gadgets you prefer from the whole thing, or the geekiest question you've been asked about Star Wars throughout the years?
Ooh, I mean, favorite gadget's obviously the lightsaber. Of course. Of course.
Which you work with. Which
yes, is obviously. Yes, it's great. The geekiest question, I don't, I get, more than a few. Does the lightsaber, heat up? Does it get really hot? I don't know if that's so much geeky as much as it is ignorant, but so be it.
A question about the kind of experience, it's a high-powered movie in a high-powered festival. Did it feel like it yesterday, you guys, going through the crowds and all that? It must have been fun.
Yeah, it was full on. What an event, what a spectacle. So many people came out, and it was a bit overwhelming, but a very, very warm welcome. It was a great sort of format for the film to be premiered and at a festival such as Cannes. So we had a great time last night.